Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 300 Remote Studios. Of course, I'm your host and manager, Tai Tiger, and today we have another great video for you guys. So, I am once again joined by our accounts member and my younger brother, Freddy. Last time we spoke about Power Rangers Jungle Fury, we tackled and rated the Power Rangers Zords. This time round, we're rating the weapons themselves. The weapons, of course, are a very fundamental tool in a Power Rangers arsenal. I do have to make something very clear though. We will not be including the animal spirits as a weapon, and we will not be including RJ's Morpher, nor will we be including the Morpher for Dom. Yes, I know Dom's is literally a weapon. We're not going to include that because it is a Morpher first before it is a weapon. So it'll go in the morphing rating video instead of the actual, weapon video. Because it's a Morpher first, if that makes any form of sense. Anyway, with that being said, do of course let us know your ratings for the individual weapons here that are in this list. Don't forget to hit the comment section down below. Give us your ratings, give us your thoughts on the weapons and stuff, what you guys think of this video, of course. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much, everybody, for, of course, 200 subscribers. We appreciate every single one of y'all. Check us out on TikTok, and let's dive in with our ratings of all of the Power Ranger weapons in Power Rangers Jungle Fury. Okay, rating every single main weapon in Power Rangers Jungle Fury. We did this for the Zords, so it's only fair we do this for the weapons as well. We're going to start off with Casey's individual weapon, the Jungle Chucks. Of course, bro, what are you thinking of? What's your thoughts on the Jungle Chucks? Which is fun to say, by the
way. Jungle Chucks.
Jungle Chucks.
Before I give my response, just want to quickly say that these are all our own personal opinions. This is not definitive. This is just what we personally think of them. If you disagree with it, that is fine. We're all human beings. If you want to tell us what you think they are, how good you think they are, or how shit our opinions are, let us know in the comments below. But be respectful about it.
I completely disagree. Whatever we say, our word is final, and that's how it should be from now on.
Well, you can disagree with Tile. You can disagree with Tile. You want them because Anyway, I think the nunchucks, they're solid. I think they prove their worth well, I guess you could say, because I like the way they are introduced and their little purpose. Because I mean, it fits Casey perfectly. Because compared to the other weapons, he struggles to learn how to use the nunchucks. And when he finally introduces them to the battlefield, they look badass when he uses them. It's seeing them like flip and flop all over the place and doing his little moves are quite cool. And overall design for nunchucks, they're pretty solid. I mean, could they look cooler? I definitely think so. But for an overall design, I think they are solid. So for me, I think I'm gonna rank them. I'm gonna give them a 4. I think a 4 is a nice base level for me.
So my highest compliments to the Jungle Chucks is my biggest criticisms for the other two weapons, because the Jungle Chucks actually have tiger heads.
Exactly. Yeah.
The bit of wiring or string, whatever the fuck you want to call it, to hold the two actual rods together is actually held by carved out tiger heads that are holding it in its mouth, which is really clean. And they're actually red, and actually the color of the Ranger, which is clean as well.
Yeah.
I like the Jungle Chucks. I always thought it'd be really cool if there's an episode where he gets two of them, because he only ever uses one properly. So it'd be cool if they did more with 2, but I'll come to Jungle Chucks, I guess. But yeah, he is
Yeah.
one of the only ones that actually get like a. I don't know if it's. I think after the final, the combination weapon gets called, I don't think he uses it again, but he does have some form of like a big finisher attack with the jungle chucks as well, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, it is also unfortunate that later on in the series, when they get their jungle master modes, these weapons basically get retired, so you don't really see them again for a while. So
But I'm gonna have to repeat myself from the Zord video and state that this is like one of the only times we ever get proper nunchucks in the whole franchise of Power Rangers. So that also kind of boosts it for me. So I'm gonna have to agree with
yeah,
you.
I agree.
I'm gonna have to agree with you and say a 4 out of 5, which means our overall ranking of overall rating of the Jungle Chucks is a 8 out of 10.
'Cause we're the Power Rangers Jungle Fury. We're fast and strong, unstoppable. Jungle Fury.
Let us dive
Oh,
in.
good start.
Let us dive into our Blue Ranger's individual weapon, that of course being the Jungle Tonfa. Your
Okay,
thoughts?
jungle tonfas. Visually, they're not amazing, in my opinion, because if you look at them from an outside, like just on an offset point of view, they literally look like just two pipes. They look like two pipes with a bit of markings on them, with like a red circle on them and stuff. And like the overall design is pretty weak in my opinion. In terms of practicality and use, I mean, Theo kind of nails them. He does use them really well, and he does kind of kick ass when he uses them properly and stuff like that. And when he's not freaking doubting himself like in the one episode. Um, so so in terms of practicality and use, I definitely think they are good, but the overall design is pretty weak in my opinion. So so they have a strong use but a weak design. So in my opinion, I think that is a perfect middle ground to give them a 3 out of 5. In my opinion.
See, like I said earlier, this is now a big critique for me because these aren't blue. Why couldn't they
No,
been
they don't.
blue?
Yeah, and that's why I said they look like pipes because they don't even look like real tonfas. They just look like something that like someone who did like tinkering or something put together.
I
It looked kind of
I
weak.
I understand the black and I understand the orange and I understand like they put the claw marking on it as well. That's fine. But like why is Casey the only one who has a weapon that is his color that matches his suit and his Zord? Why couldn't the Jungle Tonfa been fucking blue? And there's easily like not the pole part that goes down his forearm, but the actual, other end of it that sits by, like, just above his knuckle. You could have added a jaguar head there, or something. You could have done something to make it a bit more unique to, the Blue Ranger, and they didn't, which drops it massively for me. I do like where the black and orange sits, so that you could have easily kept that. I don't mind that.
Yeah,
That's fine, but it doesn't need to be silver.
yeah. I think if they did a bit more with like the color schemes and stuff as well, like yeah, because obviously if they made it so that like the actual like design itself was of the theme of the specific ranger, it would be a lot stronger than what it looks like right now. So yeah.
So for the Jungle Tonfa, I don't know. I may have to give this a 2. It's disappointing,
Ooh,
bro. So
being yeah.
you
Okay,
said
being a bit more critical, I see. That's nice.
hey, I'm known as the weapons guy, man. I draw these things all the time. Like,
You know,
I'm
that's
very
fair. That's
creative.
fair. That's fair. That's fair, man. That's fair.
So you said 3, correct?
I said 3, you said 2, so that makes it a
So
7 out of 5. The 7 out of 10. Sorry, I couldn't read. I couldn't count for a second there.
where'd you get 7 from?
3,
Plus 2
2,
is 5?
5, 5. I failed maths.
I can tell. Hang on. Let me do it. Right. Okay. So with a 3 and a 2, that gives the
That's
Jungle
5 out of
Tonfa
5. 5 out of 10.
unofficial 5 out of 10 in our rating.
'Cause we're the Power Rangers Jungle Fury. We're fast and strong, unstoppable. Jungle Fury.
You know what? Don't cut that out, okay? I need
Oh,
listen. We're all human. We're all human. We all mess up at some point, okay?
okay, let's finish off the holy trilogy here of weapons, and of course we're going with the jungle bow. Of course, Lily's individual weapon.
Yeah. See, okay. This weapon is better, but not by very much. Mainly just because it's got the exact same problems as the tonfas. That one, it doesn't have any iconography for the ranger, like at all. It literally just has the exact same design as the tonfas, the same metal, the same marking, the same thing. The only difference is it's in a bow form. So you could literally have put the two tonfas together and called that the bow, and I could not have told the difference because, like, they literally look the exact same. Again, the way they're used, the way that Lily uses them, makes them look cool. Like, I think they make it look cool. But again, it's the design point that kind of lets it down, as the thing with the tonfas. So I can't really give it a different rating because it's the exact same thing with the exact same problems as the tonfas. So once again, I think I've got to go for a 3 out of 5 on this one.
See, my biggest critique here, of course, again, it's not yellow when it could have been. You could have added, some hints to a cheetah, but it honestly looks like you can disconnect the middle section and it'd be two separate swords.
Exactly, yeah.
It looks
And
like it looks like a double-ended sword, not a bow staff, if that makes it. Because of the way the handles are and stuff, it looks like it belonged to Darth Maul, not Lily.
Also, I just want to say, if you thought the tonfas looked like a pipe, these really look like a pipe. These literally look like you could have just pulled them off of any kind of housing thing and used it as a bow.
Yeah.
Because of how metallic they look.
This is not me shaming anyone here, by the way, but it honestly looks like someone at home built this for a cosplay.
Yeah, it really does. Like it's like they couldn't get the colors. They couldn't get if the bow had colors, they couldn't have got it, so they just had to make it like they would have 3D printed it and not give it the colors and just made it look like how it looked when it was printed.
That's honestly a really good way to describe it. It looks like a pre-painted 3D printed bow staff.
Yeah, exactly. It just looks like they did a little bit of effort in the middle. That's it.
And ran out of paint. But yeah, I'm gonna have to repeat myself here and say 2, which means our overall rating for the jungle bow is a 5 out of 10.
Once again.
Cause we're the Power Rangers, Jungle Fury. We're fast and strong, unstoppable. Jungle Fury.
So, let's dive into our first additional weapon given to Lily. We're going back to Lily, of course, and that being our jungle mace.
Now, what you're seeing right now is a massive jump in quality because the weapon looks stellar. I love the way this design looks. For one, it actually has the iconography for the elephant spirit. It shows the elephant, and I love the fact that the chain connecting the mace looks like the elephant's trunk. I think that looks fucking amazing, and I like the horns as well. And Lily looks like a badass using them. Fucking Master Fant looks like a badass when using them. That one scene where he freaking throws the mace on the ground, destroying all of the Rinchi, like, bro, it looks amazing. It looked amazing in every scene it was in. Even when it was on the Zord, it looked cool. So I think I think this weapon's I think this weapon's pretty flawless. I can't really think of any many problems with this. So honestly, I think I got to give this a 5. I think it's amazing.
Honestly, I have to agree. I absolutely adore the way this weapon looks. You don't really get to see the intricate details because, of course, Lily is flailing this thing around, spinning and doing tricks and kicks and stuff with this thing. So you don't really get to see the detail. But yeah, Freddy is right. It does have tusks. It does have a trunk, which is the connecting piece to the chain. The ball itself, the actual mace itself, does actually have green attached. So it's not just a black ball. It actually has the color palette to the elephant spirit, which is great. And then like you said, it kind of mirrors the Megazord, which is I've always liked that too. The fact that it does just feel like it kind of brings more life to the Megazord in that sense because it's Lily putting her training through the animal spirit, which is awesome. But yeah, this thing is awesome. Like you said, Master Fant uses it. The Elephant Spirit Range uses this. Lily uses this. It always looks good. Yeah, I have to agree. A 5 out of 5 for me too, which means our overall rating for the Jungle Mace is a 10 out of 10.
Our first for the video. We love to see it. Hopefully not the last.
Cause we're the Power Rangers, Jungle Fury. We're fast and strong, unstoppable. Jungle Fury.
So let's dive into our next weapon introduced, and that, of course, is our Jungle Fans.
Yes, because Theo uses more than one. Math, everybody. Okay, so at first I was going off of memory when I was researching. So I originally thought that the design was fine. I didn't think it was like anything super special. Because the only thing I really remembered was the training scene when Master Swoop and Theo were using the fans, and they looked pretty basic. They looked like basic fans, something you'd see Katana use in Mortal Kombat, perhaps. But then I looked at the design when he's in his ranger form, and I noticed that the handle has the bat like it is shaped like a bat, which I really like that little attention to detail because to show like the wings, especially since the fact that they use the fans more for flight rather than damage. And I like that feat. I like that little addition. It makes it look unique and shows exactly what kind of animal spirit these weapons are representing. I like that. The overall design, other than the bat handle, it's decent. Enough, like the actual like blades and stuff on the fan, they look pretty good. I wouldn't say they're anything special, but other than that, I think they're pretty solid though. And finding out recently that the handle is a bat looked really cool to me. So honestly, I think I'm going to give these a 4 out of 5. I think they're pretty good.
So this is where I kind of have to be a slight bias here. One of my favorite Zords of all time is the Bat Zord, because we don't have any other Bat. And then, again, I kind of have to play it in with this. No, it's not our only fan. We do have other fans in Power Rangers. But it's the only fan used in martial arts, in a martial arts sense, because martial artists, way back when in, like, fucking the war between all of Asia and shit, they'd use fans as weapons. Battle fans have been around for years and years. So the fact that Super Sentai adapted a fan into some form of martial arts Sentai, and then obviously we adapted it to Power Rangers, is fucking phenomenal. Yes, it does have the bat. I love that little bit of detail. The wing of the bat can also be seen in the first, like I'm gonna say blade of the fan. It's more the purpley bit is kind of cutted into a wing, which is great. I don't mind the gold. I can understand why they went with a goldy color because it obviously pops well with the purple. I do really like that. But yeah, I'm gonna have to be just a tad little biased here. I absolutely adore these weapons. I think Theo honestly learns a really good lesson when he learns how to use these. And I absolutely love the scene when he actually learns how to master it. It's great. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say 5 with your 4.
Ooh,
That
okay.
that means
Okay.
that means of course we're giving the Jungle Fan a 9 out of 10.
Cause we're the Power Rangers, Jungle Fury. We're fast and strong, unstoppable. Jungle Fury.
That's a solid ranking, I'd say.
So let's round off our air quote additional learned weapons, and of course we're now diving into Casey's additional weapon, that being the Dark Sabers, which aren't actually called Jungle Sabers, which is weird.
Yeah, I know it's a bit funny that. I do kind of like how they actually named them after the actual spirit animal. But yeah, overall design, they cut they're pretty good swords. I do like the fact that if you look at them from the side, you can see like the shark fins on the handles, like at the very end. I like that detail. So they are literally shaped like sharks, which is pretty cool. I like that. And I also and I think out of all of the like special attacks that the those weapons have, it definitely fits its theme the best because I specifically remember it from the Spirit Ranger when he used his ultimate attack to defeat the pile of enemies. He literally like uses the sabers like a shark swimming through the ocean. And that looks really cool. So they pop pretty well in battle and design. I think they're pretty solid. Because they're simply just swords. You'd have to do a lot to make swords look interesting without them looking so samey. And I would say that these sabers definitely do a good job at making themselves look unique. I can't really think of many other critiques other than they're just sabers, but they do a really good job. So I would give them. Oh, I'm torn. I'm torn between a 5 and a 4. So I think I'm gonna be a bit more harsh and give them a 4 out of 5 because they are really good. I think it is simply just because they're sabers that it doesn't hit the 5 mark for me.
So, if you actually look at the image of the swords connected, because they actually do connect into one sword, it actually makes a full shark. The handles actually make a full-blown shark, which I love that too. I like that little bit of detail. I think these are cool. I like the fact they connect together as well, which is awesome. Kind of gives you a bit more range if it's one sword, but then obviously it gives you a bit more diversity in what you can do if it's dual weapons. And I like the storyline behind them. There's actually some heavy-weighted storyline here behind the Shark Sabers between obviously RJ leaving his dad, and stuff. Not the mastering the shark spirit, he decided to go with the wolf, and then Casey taking up the shark spirit. There's a lot of weight behind these weapons, which is always nice. I like it when there's a reason or a storyline behind a weapon, and it's unique in the sense of we haven't got swords like this since or before, where it's two swords connecting into one longer sword, or it's more Asian esque weapon because it's more like a Chinese broadsword, really. I think more than just your old kind of like if you look at the power sword or the quasar sabers, they're very just straightforward. Where these are more curved. Yeah, like you said, they are just swords at the end of the day, and Power Rangers has about a fucking 1,000 of them. So I think I'm gonna, just because they are just swords, but they are good, I think I'm gonna stick with a 4.
Okay. Yeah.
So you said 4, right? So I'm saying 4.
Yes. Yes.
So that means
Yeah.
our overall rating for the Shark Sabers is an 8 out of 10.
Cause we're the Power Rangers, Jungle Fury. We're fast and strong, unstoppable. Jungle Fury.
So we're gonna go and dive into their Team Cannon-esque weapon, which is dubbed the Claw Cannon, or if you're going off the Power Rangers fandom Wikipedia page, it's actually known as the Claw Cannon Blaster, but I do believe they just call it the Claw Cannon in the show. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the Claw Cannon, which
I don't think I've ever heard them in the show call them the Claw Cannon. There we go, blaster. Because I feel like that's just a bit of a handful to say. But the design, yeah, no, I think it looks good. I like the fact that it represents each of the 3 chosen Rangers' spirits. I wish they could have showed off a bit more of Lily's cheetah spirit in there, because the only thing you can really see from that is just a white line in the middle, but obviously that's just to connect them. But I feel like there could have been a more interesting way to implement her design into the weapon, because at the moment it's very tiger jaguar heavy in terms of overall like design and stuff. Which again, but I will say the stuff that the jaguar tiger stuff we do see looks quite cool. obviously it looks very tiger because the head is there. Like the head looks very tiger like, of course, because obviously it's meant to represent the leader being a tiger and stuff. But I do kind of like how you can see on the jaw there's a little bit of a jaguar-esque jaw, which is quite nice. It's not like the bottom half of the blaster is just all tiger with a bit of recoloring of blue to make the tiger's jaw look like a jaguar. It is actually got a bit of the Jaguar Zord's like design for it, which I really appreciate. And then obviously its use is solid. It's basically just every other blaster from all the other seasons, literally starting from Mighty Morphin all the way to here. Like they all look the same. They all do the same thing to me. Obviously, each one has a different like animation depending on what you use. And with this one, it's simply just a ball blast. Literally, it's a blaster like a big ball blast, and it just explodes. So in terms of like actual impact, it's a bit underwhelming, but overall, and I like the fact that you have to like push almost like it's kind of like a like a shotgun kind of thing. We have to like do like a little like you have to like like cock it to make it ready to fire and stuff, which is kind of nice. I like that little design to make it be like, okay, it's ready now. And yeah, no, I think it's solid. It's not amazing. It's not perfect. There is still, like I said, there's something I could definitely improve with that. Like I said, giving the cheetah a bit more of representation. So I think once again I've become the 4-man today because I'm gonna probably give these a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, totally agree with you on the whole, more of Lily on this because obviously, it is very blue and red heavy. I do like that she is represented, obviously, because we do have some yellow on the top too. Attention to detail, you mentioned the fact that like you kind of have to cop the thing before like you can actually fire it, which is great. One additional detail I like is the fact that almost every time you see them use it, they do this, but the black kind of like tubing on the side is where their fingers go, and you do actually see them
Oh,
place
that is
on it
true. Yeah, I forgot about
because
that part.
RJ states that it has to be charged with all 3 animal spirits in it. So you actually do see them, and it makes sense why then Lily and Theo are on their on one knee and they rest on their shoulders because they have to put their fingers on those specific parts to charge it. So it actually gives them a reason of why they stand in that formation to use the weapon, which I like. So I like the fact that there's a reason for not only there being a black slot just randomly within all this red, blue, and yellow, but there's actually a reason why they all position themselves in those positions to use the weapon. I also like the fact that RJ also uses it too. He actually does, and they can also. I know we don't see much of a difference, but they also do use their additional animal spirits there too to charge the weapon.
Yeah.
Which
That was only used to as a theory to try and revert the Spirit Rangers back to the Masters, which ended up not working.
But then that also then kind of begs the question, what would happen if, could they come up with different combinations? Could it be like Lily used Cheetah, Casey used Gorilla, and then Theo used Bat? What would happen then if they all used different levels of...
Yeah, yeah,
would that change the charge shot,
Yeah, like change the color, or maybe you get like a cooler animation depending on which 3 animal spirits they use. Like that could have been a lot of opportunities there that thinking about it now would have been cool to see. But still, pretty happy with what we got.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to rate the claw cannon a...
Oh yeah, you never. Oh yeah, you didn't rate it.
I think I'm gonna have to rate the claw cannon. Or sorry, claw cannon blaster, as it's called on the Wikipedia. See, it's good, but like you said, they all kind of just blend in. Final strike weapons, or just either a big slash or it's a big ball. That's it. Very rarely is it anything ever else. So I'm gonna say a 3. It's cool, but there's not enough yellow, and it does kind of just do everything else, like what every other weapon does. So what did you rate it again?
I rated it at 4.
So with your 4 and my 3, we're giving the claw cannon overall rating of a 7 out of 10.
Cause we're the Power Rangers, Jungle Fury. We're fast and strong, unstoppable. Jungle Fury.
Okay, so our last
Alright.
last item on the board is their accessibility, if you will, to Jungle Master Mode, which some people like, some people don't. I'm looking forward to hear what Freddy has to say about these particular things. We're going to be talking and rating the claw boosters.
Okay, so obviously we're not gonna be ranking them individually because, well, they are literally the exact same design, just recolored for the respective rangers.
I do want to know though which one you prefer though out of the three colors. Which one do you think
I'd
looks better?
probably I think for me, just because you see it the most, I think for me I think the red one is personally my favorite, just because I think it just I think it definitely fits the I think it just fits Casey better, and it has the most uses, especially with later on when Dom uses it to have some extra boost to his power with his weapon. So I like the extended practicality of Casey's booster, to be specific. But overall design for the three weapons, yeah, no, I think they're fine, and I like the fact that it gives them a really good upgrade and stuff like that. Because after a few episodes, I will admit, like seeing the same suit as well, and then using the same weapons will start getting a bit stale after a while. So I like the fact that they changed it up a bit, and obviously they had to keep faithful to the Sentai counterpart, because obviously the Sentais had their suits upgraded as well. And with overall weapon, I think it was cool. I like the fact that it gave them like freaking almost like jet boosters on their suits to cause them like to make them go like more faster and pack more of a punch and stuff like that, which I think is cool. I think I would have liked it if they made each weapon more unique to the ranger, because that's the one thing I noticed about these claw boosters is they both do all three of them do the exact same thing. They aren't exactly the most uniqueness in terms of overall abilities. The only thing I've noticed they do for them that is different is they all have different like ultimate attacks. Like that's them just like simply jumping in the air and head slashing you. That's pretty much all it is. It's just a different variation of that. So in terms of uniqueness, it's fine. There's not a lot going on for the uniqueness of them. It's fine. It's very mid in my opinion. Do I think they're bad? No, I don't think they're bad at all. I think they were like presentation and the way they were presented. I think they did really well with it. It's just the overall execution and uniqueness. I wish they had a bit more of an impact on. So I'm personally gonna give them a 3 out of 5.
So when it comes to these, the only difference I wish they did was, you know how their main suits kind of resemble their animals. You know, like Casey's got stripes, and I mean, just look at the Jungle
Yeah,
Master modes. Like their actual thrusters on the side of them are actually in different shapes. I kind of wish the color palette of the yellow, blue, and red mimicked that. So if you look, it's all exactly
yeah,
so like the yellow be more dotty, where the blue be more. Oh no, I know it's kind of hard to replicate Jaguar spots, so maybe do like octagons or like something, and then Casey's be stripes, if that makes sense, just to bring some uniqueness to each weapon. But I understand why they didn't. I do absolutely love the anime, like the whole thing of them pulling out the claws. They hold them out, smack the top, the claw opens, and it activates their Jungle Master mode. That's always clean. One of my favorite moments in Jungle Fury is the first time they do that. Sick as all flying fuck. But yeah, it is just a claw at the end of the day. But however, it is very cool because it's martial arts and it's not just them swinging a claw around like you said. They got thrusters. They kick some ass. It is actually kind of fun to see them use this. Overall design, though, it is just a bit. Well, it's a claw with a handle. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to say a 3, which means with your 3, that isn't
yeah.
our lowest. That isn't our lowest weapon. I'm just making sure. Yeah. So with that being said, then our overall rating for the claw boosters is a 6 out of 10.
'Cause we're the Power Rangers, Jungle Fury. We're fast and strong, unstoppable. Jungle Fury.
Cool, cool. So that means our highest rated is the Jungle Mace.
And our lowest
Which, you know-
rated is the two individual weapons, Theo and Lily.
Which, you know what, I'm okay with that, because you could definitely see the difference with putting in a lot of effort and being a severely lack of effort.
Yes.
So
And there you have it. Our most rated weapon, highest rated weapon in Power Rangers Jungle Fury, 10 out of 10, is the Jungle Mace. I think that's very fair and very fitting. Do let us know, of course, like I said earlier, do let us know in the comment section down below how you would rate said weapons. Don't forget to check out the 300 Pro Studios TikTok account for fun skits and, you know, commentary and question answering with the council members and the 300 Bros themselves. Check out the Red Cornish Ranger on TikTok, the CrossFit 67 on TikTok. They, of course, are my 3 Ranger Bro compadres, if you will, and of course they make up the 300 Bros with myself. Check out the 300 Bros audio library, which is our audio drama channel, created by the 300 Bros ourselves, by Moth. All of the audio dramas are collectively collaborated on and created by all 3 of us, so make sure you definitely check that out. With that being said, though, we do appreciate every single one of y'all. Do let us know what other seasons of Power Rangers we should do more ratings of. Hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. I do love you all, roar of passion, and I shall see you guys in the next video.